Hello, everybody. My name is Rob Fremland, and I am your host for Chem 152L at Mesa College. This class meets on Thursdays at 11:10. This is your welcome video, so welcome. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, and I hope you're safe and happy and healthy and all that good stuff. So in this video, I'm going to go over the syllabus to the course and the course website and just kind of explain how it's going to work. We will meet for the first time on the 4th of February at 11:10 via Zoom, and I can answer any other questions. So let me go ahead and go through all this material for you, and so you can see it on your own at your own time. All right, so this is the syllabus to the course, and this is, of course, the website for the class. And let me just open up a couple of these so you can see them. Okay, and the syllabus is also here. All right. So basically, this is the lab component of Chem 152. So this is where you're going to see all the principles you learn in the lecture applied. Unfortunately, you don't get to actually mix chemicals and do the experiments yourself, but we have videos of my colleague and I doing them, so you can at least see them done and get a feel for it. When you guys go on to 200, you'll have more than ample opportunities to pick up some of the hands-on skills, but it's the best we can do under the set of circumstances. Make sure you're in the right course. So this is a Chem 152 is for science majors, people who need to take general chem. Allied health majors, many of them take Chem 100, so that you might want to just check with student services and counseling and make sure you're in the right class. That being said, okay, I'm assuming you can do math, need to be in the lecture. It's better that if the lecture and lab are at the same college because they're more tightly coordinated. So if you're taking, say, the lab at Mesa and the lecture at Miramar, you might want to get them both at the same place, whether they're both there or both here or city, same thing. Course objectives you can read for yourself. All right, as far as textbooks, there is no textbook for the course. Everything is going to be done online. And just to show you what we're doing, if you look over here, this stuff right here at the very beginning of each module, each experiment, there's some background information. That's the stuff that was in the lab manual. So in the old days, you'd buy a lab manual and you'd have to read that. We're providing it for you free. You don't need safety goggles or any of that stuff. That's the upside of a pandemic. All right, so, but because it is an online course, make sure your internet is reliable. Also, a lot of stuff you're going to have to upload documents. So the data sheets are going to be data sheets, and sometimes they'll have data in them. Sometimes you'll have to pull data out of a video, but then you're going to have to fill it out and upload the data sheet as a PDF. So make sure you have a means to do that. That could be, there are some free apps you can get for your phone to do that, or if you have a scanner. For that reason, also a printer is kind of handy to have. So make sure you have that because you're going to be required to upload documents, and I do prefer PDF. Office hours are Mondays, and everything's by Zoom. Here's the Zoom room. Here's the password. This is my my email address. And you'll notice my name has a D, but my email does not. My office hours are Monday, Wednesday from 10 to 12, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11. If you do need to talk to me some other time, feel free to do it. Just shoot me an email and we can set up a time. All right. So this is a fully online course. We're never going to meet in the classroom. All the labs are going to be videos that you'll see online. But we are going to have scheduled meetings. So every Thursday at 11:10, I'm expecting you to be on Zoom, ready to go, because what we're going to have is almost every Thursday, we're going to have a pre-lab quiz. It'll be a quiz over the experiment that normally if we were actually meeting, you would be doing that day. It's a pre-lab quiz. The quizzes are going to start at 11:20. But I have us meet at 11:10. That way, if you've read the material but you still have some questions, you can ask them. And then we start the quiz. The quizzes, I forget if I set them up for 10 or 15 minutes. And then that's it. Then you can hang around and work on stuff. You can call it a day. That's kind of up to you. I will stay on Zoom until at least 12:30, maybe 12:45. And I can stay later if you need me to. Sometimes I do have to leave though, but I'll be around. Or if everyone leaves at 11:30, I'm going to leave as well. But we'll just see how that plays out. Anyway, when you're taking the quizzes, I do want your camera on. The rest of the time you can have your camera on. All right, but we're only going to be we'll be doing that on Thursdays starting at 11:10. If you show up at 11:45, you will have missed the quiz. So please be on time for that. Okay, all drops have to be done by April 16th. All right, and then everything's on Canvas. So this section here explains about what I'm gonna explain to you, but I'm gonna go over here to the Canvas site and kind of walk you through here. So this is the welcome module. The video you're watching is right here. This is the syllabus, which is right here, but you'll have it available. This is a link to the Zoom account. And this is a link to Mesa Student Services. They do have a lot of nice services that you can take advantage of, things like career. There's a career center. There's all sorts of stuff there. There's student clubs, counseling's over there. So you might want to have a look and see what services are available. There may be some stuff that you want to take advantage of that you hadn't even thought of. All right, this is an equipment and safety video, module. I want you to go through this before you do the first experiment. Because even though you're not going to be working in the lab, understanding safety and equipment is very important, because eventually you will, because you're going to go on in chemistry and you're going to take Chem 200 and 201. And we're not going to be online forever. As soon as this pandemic's over, we'll be back to being face-to-face. So this is just a picture of some lab equipment. This is a section from the lab manual on lab safety that I want you to read through. This is a long, about a 30-minute American Chemical Society safety video that we typically show in the lab. It's a little cheesy, but you should watch it. And then this is a safety quiz. This one you're not doing synchronously. You can do this at your leisure. It's due February 11th. And you need to do this before you can go on. All right, and it's 20 points, so it is part of your grade. So just go through that. And then this is just kind of explains how everything works. Let me go through just to show you how the experiments are structured. I'm going to go through experiment 1 and experiment 2. I'll open up number 3 as well. This semester, we decided to break up experiment 1 into 2 weeks to give students more opportunity. But just to show you how they're structured, this is background information that you should read. So this is enough information for you to understand what's going on. This section, the whiteboard, is a video. Basically, you'll see me writing on a whiteboard. You won't actually see me, you'll just see a pen writing on a whiteboard and me explaining it. This is what, had we actually met face-to-face, this is what I would be doing in class. Read through this, watch this. Then when you come to lab on Thursday, in this case, February 11th, you're gonna have this pre-lab quiz, and it's only gonna be open for a short period of time. If you've gone through this material, you should be good to go on the quiz. Then after that, what you'll see will be some videos. It depends on the experiment. That will be a video of maybe Dr. Fusco or myself going through parts of the experiment. Sometimes you'll have to pull data from the video. Sometimes it's just this is how it's done and the data will be given to you, and that depends on the experiment, right? By the way, we did almost every video, we did them in one take because we had a lot to do in very little time. So if they're a little goofy, well, we're kind of goofy people. All right, but you definitely want to watch these. And you can watch them a million times if you need them. Then what the experiment is this. So this is the data sheet, just to show you what they look like. Give me a second here. This one's probably not as typical, but this one takes a long time to upload. Here it comes, there we go. So this is the data sheet, and so you're gonna see, here you're gonna write down what that measurement is, and then you'll record the data here, all right? Here's a picture of a thermometer, and you're gonna record the data here. Maybe some calculations. So you're gonna fill out all this, you're gonna fill this out, all of this out, and every experiment's gonna have this. Again, some experiments are gonna have pictures that you're gonna have to get the numbers from. Sometimes it'll be in the video, and sometimes it's going to be that the numbers will be given to you. It's just going to depend on the experiment. All right, so that's why I say you need to be able to upload it, because you're going to have to fill this out and then upload it. Now, where are you going to upload it? Okay, so that was right here. This is where it'll be uploaded. So this is the part that gets graded. If we just hit preview here, this is where you'll upload that. And you can see in this case, that's 32 points. And then this is just some other questions that we ask that you'll answer as well. All right. Just to show you another one, I want to show you experiment 2 is a little bit more typical, because experiment 1 we broke up into 2. But if you look at experiment 2, all right, here's the background, right? This is the whiteboard video. Here's the quiz. And I don't know if the videos that are embedded are the same ones. but I don't know if they work in the data sheets. But you'll see here's the data sheet to be uploaded. And just to show you, I don't know if this video, you may have to like actually download. I don't know if this actually works, but it's the same video as up above. But then what you do is you can fill in the numbers, and this number here would go here, and so on and so forth. And then you'd upload it, and then you do this, the PostLab quiz. So this is basically a PostLab quiz. Now, just timing wise, okay, you'll come in when you do, let's say let's talk about it, use experiment 2 as an example. On May 4th, you should have gone through this and you'll take that quiz. On May 4th, experiment 1 is due, okay, the second part of experiment 1. So this is due the day that you do experiment 2. So typically what we would normally do in a face-to-face environment is you come in, you take a quiz on the experiment you did the previous week is due, now you're on to experiment 2. But you'll see if you look at experiment 3, right, you take experiment 2 is due on May 11th, you take the quiz for experiment 3, I'm sorry, March 11th, you take the quiz for experiment 3 on March 11th. So ideally what you would do is you take the quiz on this, and you know this is done, and then you could use the rest of the time to work on this. Or you can use the rest of the time to finish the previous week's experiment because it's due that day. Kind of up to you how you use the rest of the time, but I will be available to answer questions. All right, they're all structured that way. All right, now, and you'll get a feel for it. If you have questions, you can always ask. And you can do, you know, the background and stuff. You can do all this stuff. You can do this whenever. The only thing you have to do during the synchronous time are the pre-lab quizzes. Just to show you the grading, okay, there are actually 11 experiments. We're only going to count 10. The safety quiz you have to do. It will not be thrown out. For the other 11 experiments, there's a quiz on each one. They're 10 points each. All right, and like I said, you have to be logged into Zoom and have your video on. I'm going to throw out the lowest. And then there's 11 experiments. I'm going to count the best 10. They're worth 50 points. Now, you may notice, see how experiment 2 says it's worth 95 points, and experiment 3 says it's worth 76. Experiment 1 adds up to 76, I think 33 and 43, yeah, 76 there. I scale them to a 50 scale. So for example, for experiment 2, whatever your raw score is, it's going to be times 50 over 95, and then I round it to the closest half. There's an example here of how I do that. Okay, those will go in a section in Canvas, and I have to manually put them where your grades will be. So the grading scheme works like this. There's a safety quiz, it's 20 points. There's 10 lab quizzes that count, best 10, the best 10 experiments, and then there's your grading scheme. All right. The rest of the syllabus, students with disabilities, I can't do anything if I'm unaware. So you need to let me know. Just send me an email and we can figure out how to make things work for you. The last is just good advice. So basically, you want to make sure you got plenty of time to do all the work. Don't try to do the experiment an hour before it's due. What I suggest you do is, you know, you have a week to get the experiment done, but you know, you take the quiz, then work on the experiment, and then you got a whole week. You can work it. You can knock it out that day if you want. I'm there for, you know, an extended period of time to help you out with it. You know, and you do have a week to get it done, but take advantage of the time, and take advantage of the time that I'm around because I can help you. Obviously, reading that background is very important. Taking notes is good. I don't care if you guys work together, but realize moving forward, you're going to have to, you know, in Chem 200, you're going to do a lot on your own. Also, the pre-lab quizzes you have to do by yourself. And don't look things up on the internet, all right? Unless I specifically ask you to. The internet, you're going to get way more complicated stuff. What I would do if you don't understand how to do something, look back at the background, rewatch the videos, or ask me. You know, if you want to look it up on the internet, you're going to get what some graduate student wrote, and it might be way more complicated than what we're doing. So it's probably not the best place to go. And please come by, ask questions. My job is to help you. All right. The rest of the stuff you can read for yourself. The academic honesty thing, that's, you know, doing your own work. I don't think we'll be making any changes, but I will let you know. You will know right after I do. And then this is just kind of a schedule as well, even though the schedule is in the Canvas site. So you can kind of see what's due when here. All right, this is the experiment you're doing. It's always due the week after. Okay, so for example, right, density lab is due March 11th. Okay. All right, that's it for the welcome video. So I'm looking forward to meeting you guys on Thursday is the 4th. So until then, take good care of yourselves and speak to you soon. Bye.